Picture a single early human, completely alone out in the wild. No group, no backup, nobody watching their back. How long do you think they'd survive? Realistically, not long. And that's actually the whole answer to today's question. But let's break down exactly why, because it's more interesting than it sounds. Humans are physically kind of pathetic compared to other animals. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. We're slow. We don't have claws. We don't have thick fur or sharp teeth. A lion could kill a human in about 3 seconds. So, if you're a fragile, slow, clawless creature walking around a world full of predators way stronger than you, being alone is basically a death sentence. Groups meant more eyes watching for danger, more hands to fight it off, and honestly, more warning time before something bad happened. But safety from predators is really just the beginning. There's a bigger reason groups mattered, and it has to do with food. Hunting large animals, especially something like a mammoth, was basically impossible for one person alone. You need people to chase it, people to corner it, people to actually land the killing blow, and people ready to process the meat afterward before it spoils or gets stolen by scavengers. One person with a spear against a mammoth is not a fair fight. 10 people working together, coordinating, surrounding it from different angles, that's suddenly a very different situation. And it wasn't just hunting, gathering food, tracking migrations, finding water sources. All of it worked better, with more people sharing the labor and the knowledge. If one person spent all day foraging alone, they might miss the good spots entirely. But a group could split up, cover more ground, and share what they found when they came back together. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because groups didn't just help with immediate survival. They created something even more valuable, a safety net across time. If you got injured or sick, or you were pregnant and couldn't hunt for a while, being alone meant you probably starved. But being in a group meant other people could feed you, protect you, and keep you alive until you recovered. Researchers have actually found skeletal evidence of early humans who survived severe injuries like broken legs that would have been a death sentence for a solitary animal. The only way someone survives that kind of injury back then is if other people carried them, fed them, and cared for them for weeks or months. That's a huge deal. It means groups weren't just useful for hunting mammoths. They were an actual insurance system against bad luck. And in a world with no hospitals, no stored food in a fridge, and no safety nets, that insurance system was the difference between living and dying. There's also a piece of this that's a bit less obvious: raising children. Human babies are incredibly helpless for an unusually long time compared to other animals. A baby zebra can basically walk within minutes of being born. A human baby can't even hold its own head up for months and needs constant care for years before it's independent. One parent trying to do all of that completely alone while also hunting, gathering, and staying safe from predators is nearly impossible. Groups meant other adults could help watch children, feed them, and teach them, spreading out a workload that would crush a single person. And once you have groups working together like this, something else starts happening naturally. Specialization. Not everyone needs to be good at everything. Maybe one person becomes especially skilled at tracking animals. Someone else becomes the best at making tools. Someone else is great at treating injuries. In a group, people can lean into what they're good at, and everyone benefits from everyone else's skills. Alone, you have to be good at literally everything, or you die. So when you zoom out, living in groups wasn't really a choice early humans made because it sounded nice. It was closer to a requirement. The individuals and small family units that stuck together, shared food, protected each other, and helped raise each other's kids were simply far more likely to survive and pass on their genes than the ones who tried to go it alone. Which actually says something kind of wild about us today. That deep instinct you feel to be around people, to want a community, to feel uncomfortable being completely isolated for too long, that's not just a modern personality quirk. That's a survival instinct that's been baked into us for hundreds of thousands of years, from a time when being alone really could get you killed. If you like this, subscribe. I break down stuff like this every week.